It was a quiet day in Lübeck, Germany, in 1980 when Marianne Bachmeier's world changed forever. Her 7-year-old daughter Anna had an argument with her that morning. Like many children, Anna's emotions got the better of her, and she decided to skip school to cool off. Little did Marianne know that simple, everyday moment would set off a chain of events that would haunt her forever. Anna, a lively and curious child with a passion for animals and storytelling, crossed paths with Klaus Grabowski, a man whose dark past would shatter Marianne's life. Grabowski was a convicted pedophile. Years earlier, he had voluntarily undergone chemical castration as part of his treatment, but later reversed it through hormone therapy. Despite his record, he was released on parole. That day, Grabowski lured Anna to his home under false pretenses. He held her captive for hours, but what unfolded next was even more horrific. Klaus Grabowski had a twisted reason for his actions. He feared his fiancée, who disapproved of his contact with children, might leave him if she discovered Anna had been at his home. In his warped mind, the solution was to kill Anna. Using a pair of his fiancée's tights, he strangled her to death. After murdering Anna, Grabowski coldly stuffed her body into a box and abandoned it by a canal. Hours later, Anna's lifeless body was discovered, and Marianne's worst fears became a horrifying reality. The grief was unbearable. Marianne's only child, her everything, was gone in the most brutal and senseless way imaginable. Authorities quickly apprehended Klaus Grabowski. His arrest brought a momentary sense of relief, but as the trial approached, Marianne's grief began to transform into something more volatile. Anger. She attended every day of the trial, listening to the gruesome details of her daughter's final moments. Testimony after testimony revealed the cold, calculated nature of Grabowski's crime. It was almost too much to bear. On the third day of the trial, the weight of her grief and fury became unbearable. Marianne smuggled a small pistol into the courtroom, concealed in her handbag. As she sat in the courtroom watching Klaus Grabowski calmly sit before the judge, something inside her snapped. Marianne pulled out the pistol, aimed it at the man who had destroyed her life, and fired 6 shots. Grabowski was killed instantly. The courtroom erupted into chaos. Lawyers and onlookers scrambled, shocked at what had just happened. Marianne was immediately arrested, but in that moment she had done what she believed was the only way to ensure true justice for Anna. Marianne's actions sent shockwaves through Germany and around the world. Her case became a media sensation, sparking debates about justice, morality, and the limits of a parent's grief. While some viewed her as a mother driven to the brink by unimaginable pain, others condemned her for taking the law into her own hands. Her trial began in 1983. The court faced a monumental challenge. Was Marianne a cold-blooded killer or a grieving mother who simply couldn't bear to see her daughter's murderer escape justice? After much deliberation, the court ruled that Marianne had acted impulsively and without premeditation. She was convicted of manslaughter and the unlawful possession of a firearm, receiving a 6-year sentence. However, she only served 3 years before being released. After her release, Marianne tried to move on with her life. She remarried and left Germany, settling in a quieter place away from the public eye. Yet her story never truly left her. She reflected often on her actions and the devastating loss of her daughter, Anna. Marianne passed away in 1996 from cancer, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most controversial figures in modern legal history. Her story remains a stark reminder of the depths of parental love, the consuming nature of grief, and the moral complexities of justice. Even today, Marianne Bachmeier's case continues to provoke strong emotions and important questions. How far would you go to protect or avenge someone you love? And can there ever be true justice in the face of such profound loss?